Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Mm. Well, I still have a little bit of a frog in my throat from a leftover Christmas present that my grandkids left me this cold here, but it's going away. I'm actually feeling a lot better. Wow, what an amazingly beautiful morning this is. It is sunshiny, got a little slight breeze coming in here, and it just smells so great out here. And it's an amazing way to end off the year. Having said that, guys, today is the last coffee chat for 2022. And the next time we get to meet and talk together is going to be next year in 2023. And I'm so excited for this new year, and I'm sure you are too. And so when I was thinking about that, I thought, hey, what would be a great thing to talk about on the last coffee chat of 2022? And so I thought I would throw out an observation. So, guys, as we know in this particular space, it is so highly volatile. And of course, they literally measure this space by an index called fear and greed. And of course, I'm a personal, when I think of those emotions, neither one of them give me any comfort either, fear or greed. But something I wanted to share is I see in the comments a lot of times, folks will say something like, well, I'm afraid of thus and such, or I'm kind of worried about this and that. Could you give some clarity? And I'm anxious about and you see all that kind of stuff. And one of the things you see in this space that people get played with a lot is their emotions. And of course, you got the Wall Street cheat sheet out there and the whole psychology of a market, and literally putting information and all that out there to cause people to live in this great position of uncertainty, like just being like a cork on waves. And I wanted to share something about that because I have learned in my life how to have a level of stability in storms like that. And it didn't come easy for sure. But where it did come from, it didn't come from anything going on out here. All the narrative and whatever. And of course, this last year we had some really big deals go down. We saw a drop in the prices of every asset and every asset class. We did the whole FTX thing, obviously, has sent shockwaves through the system and everything like that. But how do you stay afloat and actually get stability when everything is so up and down and volatile and this and that? Well, guys, I've learned that that happens deep down on the inside. Now, for me, it was a very, challenging area of growth in my life. But one thing I can say is this: don't live too far into the future. We all have, those voices telling us, oh, by this date and by such and such and on and on and on. And, in the new year, you're going to see all the Nostradamus type of, prophecies coming out, Edward Casey and all these, they're going to see all kinds of stuff about what's going to happen in 2023. And, those things just kind of drag you off into living way further down the road than when you really are. And it can be a tremendous, deficit to you to get down there. And I love the way Jesus taught it when he said, hey, don't worry about tomorrow. He said, sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Look, let tomorrow worry about tomorrow. He said, who of you by worrying can add 1 hour to your life or 1 cubit to your stature? And the reality is, guys, look, the more we worry, we're probably taking hours off of our life instead of adding them on, right? Worry does nobody any good. And it's easier said than done to actually put your worries to bed. That is true. But there is one thing I have found that really has helped a lot in dealing with that. Because look, I'm not saying you just throw the baby out with the bathwater and don't make any plans, or don't have any kind of an idea of how you'll react to a certain situation should it come about. Because that's important. You kind of look down the road. If you see a little danger coming, hey, you take a diversion, right? And you do different things. But you don't live down that road. You prepare now and you live now. And one great ability to get that peace is you've got to let go of tomorrow, right? And at the same time, you have to let go of yesterday. Look, a lot of us are walking through life with our head twisted all the way back like this, proverbially, because we're looking back at our past. And we've allowed some of the past to just have such hooks in us that it has really dragged us down. Now, listen, I've gone through some really painful experiences in my past, right? Anybody that's suffered a divorce knows how painful that can be. Anyone that has lost someone they love, knows how painful that can be. Disappointments and all of that. And for sure, they have an impact. But look, you don't have to carry your past with you all the way through life in that regard. And there's certain things that I had to do in order to free myself from living that roller coaster life. And part of that was letting go of those things that were holding me back in my past. Now, another thing, of course, I had to do is I had to let go of the anxiety about tomorrow. Just spending so much time, what if this and what if that, and how will I survive this, and what if this happens, and literally building up this case in my mind of absolute fears that were going to destroy my life. And the reality is, and I'm sure you've probably heard this before, that majority of the things that we fear never ever come to pass. And how much energy have we wasted worrying over those things? Why don't we change the narrative and think, oh my goodness, I can't believe the new opportunities that I'm going to face, the adventure that is out there for me in 2023 of great opportunities and what it's going to look like down the road and da-da-da-da-da. And start to build that narrative in our hearts and our minds of a positive expectation of a better tomorrow. Look, we can't change yesterday. We all know that. And we have no real knowledge of how tomorrow's going to unfold. But you know what? We can decide how we're going to react to things down the road. You can make that decision in your heart right now. Sure, there are things that could happen that would be devastating, absolutely for sure. But you know what? One of the things, the gift you can give yourself is that gift of confidence to say, you know what? I am going to choose to believe that tomorrow is going to be better than what yesterday was and even better than today. And you start building up this confident expectation inside yourself and you release it. You release it. You let go of those things you cannot control, right? But the only thing you get to control is your reactions to it. And that's how you build it up on the inside. So when disturbing things happen, you don't get big time disturbed, And storms are always going to come. They're always going to come. And a few videos back, I shared a little limerick that I wrote that goes somewhat like, when storm clouds come, as they often do, it's important to remind yourself of this simple truth. Inside every raindrop is a miracle unseen, the power of life for the seeds of your dreams. Guys, perspective is absolutely vital for you. Have a good perspective. Don't listen to the fear and don't let yourself get so unsettled that it just robs you of the peace that you could be enjoying today. And this is something that you can do. You can build it up. And yeah, at first it's going to feel weird because it's not normal. And it was weird for me when I was first doing it. And it wasn't normal because I spent so much energy thinking about tomorrow and being anxious about it that I really didn't realize how difficult it might have been to employ that. But over time, that's what happened. I became more and more at rest on the inside. And that's just one observation. I'll tell you what, in this space, we will get absolutely wrecked if we allow the narratives out there to affect our emotions, thoughts, and feelings. Because let's be honest, they fill us with all kinds of fear, all kinds of uncertainty, and all kinds of doubt. And after a while, if you listen to it long enough, you don't know if you're even standing up or sitting down, whether you should be getting in or getting out, and on and on and on. Know what you hold, know who you are, and build that deep down on the inside. And I hope that encourages somebody. Now, others of you out there, you may already have that going for you. And I think that is absolutely fantastic. If that's the case, share the word. Pass it on. Let other people know how you did it so that they can do it too and be a little bit more confident, walk a little bit more upright, and have a little bit more faith in a great tomorrow. That's one thing. Now, having said that, guys, I have been thinking a lot about this whole coaching that I was doing. Now, I was only opening it up for December. And that was due to a lot of folks asking me if I would give them some coaching, if I could do that. And I was only going to take 25. And it ended up that I did way more than 25, and some of them into the wee hours of the morning, because I was willing to do it from anywhere anyone was all across the world. And so, and some folks have come up and said, hey, David, could you do some coaching in January? I thought, okay, I can do some coaching in January. But guys, I want to say this about the coaching. Look, the coaching that I give, it's kind of like, and I use this example when I do the coaching. If you ever heard of John McEnroe, the tennis player? Now, this guy, he's like one of these really emotional tennis players, fantastic tennis player. Well, the guy has a coach. And the reality is he can beat his coach at tennis all day long, every day. But he has a coach because, look, he has someone stepping out of the situation and looking on the outside and giving some observations. And it helps John McEnroe become even better and sharper and more precision and successful at his game. And that's the coaching I give. I give techniques that a person can employ in developing their portfolio and in managing their portfolio, I should say, and developing their exit strategy and that type of thing. But I've been thinking about the coaching, and I want to expand this coaching to something even greater than that. I'm going to be opening up my coaching to doing some life coaching. And if it's something that interests you to be wanting to do that life coaching, I'm only going to be able to truly take on just a few people, because obviously when you're dealing with that kind of thing, you're talking about more regular intervals, and time is a big deal. And so I'm only going to be doing a few of those, but I'm going to think about what it would look like. And I haven't really decided on what it would really look like in terms of that. But if you guys think that there's some value added there, that it would benefit folks to do that, to have some life coaching as well, then you put that in the comments there. I really want to get your feedback, because, hey, we're a community. This is not a me, right? We are a we. We're a community. Nobody succeeds in isolation, guys. Nobody. It's you guys out there that have helped to build such an amazing community and a wonderful support for one another. In the comments, I see it all the time. And in fact, even when I had that interview with Crypto Lulu, he came out and he says, you guys have one of the most greatest type of communities, and endearing to one another. And I think it is a really great testimony that we have that. And it's because we built it. We built it together. And I want to thank you so much for all the affirmation that you guys have provided me. Don't think that it has not gone without notice. It hasn't. It's made a great impact on my life, and I truly, truly value it. That is absolutely for sure. There are things we are going to walk through this next year in the 2023, and we are going to see things happen together, and I cannot wait to see you all in that winner's circle. It is going to be something else. Well, guys, it is also Friday. And Friday is obviously, the last day of our week, and we don't do anything on the weekend, but with New Year's coming up, it's an exciting time for sure. I had a goal to try to get to 15,000 subs by the end of the year. We're almost there. We got 14,400 or something like that. So if a bunch of you are watching and you haven't joined, it would be really great to pass that threshold before the 31st and get to that 15,000. That would be really awesome. And so if you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed, hey, would you do us a favor and join? It would really be a great blessing to all of us. Well, guys, I just wanted to share that with you and just encourage you that 2023 is going to be an amazingly fantastic year, and I believe it's going to bring some great things into your life and into mine. But I do have for you another video later on this afternoon. It's going to be a great one, and until then, I hope you have a great day and take care.